Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome to Alex Builds. Today we have got stage 42 of Hero Collector and Eagle Moss's Build Your Own Ghostbusters Ecto 1. Okay, so stage 42, this is the last one of this delivery. So let me show you what we're going to have in this one. So, as you can see, there's a few little parts. This one could get a little fiddly. We've got a sprue with some little tiny details on there. Get an emergency brake and a few other little pieces in there. So let me show you exactly what we get. So we're going to be fitting an antenna to the top of the dashboard, and just next to our radio receiver that we had last time. Then we're going to be assembling a switch panel. That's where that sprue with all them little details on. We're going to have to cut all them off and attach them one by one onto there. And we're going to attach that to the underside of the dashboard, along with some other details. What have we got? We've got the battery indicator, the fuel gauge, and the emergency brake to go on there as well. Then we're going to be taking the upper and lower halves of the dashboard, combining them together till we've got this that looks down here. And as this is the last one of this delivery, we'll have a look at what else we get. So we get a bit about William Atherton. He played Walter Peck in the movie. So you get a few pages of him. And then we get a Ghostbusters location guide. So it's a few of the locations that they used for the movie all in here. Then a bit about the second Slimer, our Ecto 101, and our parts list of what we're going to be getting in the next delivery. So there you go, that's what we're doing in this one. And yeah, so this, as I said, this is the last one of this delivery. We've still got to wait for the next one of the next delivery. So I believe that will be issue 13. And I know one of the stages in there had been sort of delayed. They were waiting on that coming in. I think that was stage 43, they were struggling to get that in. So we might have to wait a few weeks before we get that one in. So let's get the parts open and start building. Okay, so we've got the parts out of the packaging, and this is what you should have. This sprue here does have the numbered 1 to 8 all the way across there. There is only 8 on here, and you do need every single one. They do not give you any spares of this, so make sure you keep that handy. And yeah, everything else we get, this looks like an old cap that you get for your bicycle when you got your air hose. So that's that there. So that's what we're going to start with, is actually that and this little piece here. And so taking this detail, what we're going to be doing is with this bit facing forward, we're just going to drop this cap piece into the top, just down in there. Then we're going to take a BP screw, and that's going to get screwed into here, just like so. Just like that, and that's what you should have with that piece. And as you turn it round, you'll find a little hole just in there. We're going to attach this to the little bracket that we get here. This little bracket is metal, so that's going to sit just on top of there. We're going to do that with a GP screw, which is one of these tiny little screws. So I'll get that ready. We can actually feed the screw into there first, which might be easier, and then screw that onto there with the bracket attached to that, holding that straight, and that's what you should have after doing that. Right, so now we're going to bring in the upper part of our dashboard. As you can see, we've got 4 little holes just on here. That's going to marry up with the 4 holes on here. So we need to put that on there, lining up them holes, and then we're going to put some more GP screws in there. So let's get one in first. That's going to hold that on for us. So we'll put the first one on. Just put that one in loosely-ish for now. It's tight enough, it's not going to swing around anywhere. And I can start getting the rest of them in. That's that one. Couple more GP screws. That's that one. And the very last one is obviously going to go in this one here. There you go, that's what you should have. Make sure when you do put this on, you have the screw part, we just put the screw in facing forward, just like that. So next up, we are going to be using this sprue with all these little tiny details on. I'm going to be cutting these off or twisting these off one by one because I don't want to lose any. And we're going to have this little panel piece here. As you can see, you might not pick this up on camera, but there is writing across this white strip here. See if I can get the camera to focus. There you go. You can see the writing on there. So let me see if I can read what it is. So yeah, I can't read that. So if you get a set of magnifying glasses, you might be able to read that. I do have some helping hands here. I'll try and read them in a minute for you. But yeah, so all we're going to do is one by one, I'm going to take number one. I'm going to try and just nip it off like this. You might need some tweezers. It doesn't say to glue it. And I'm just going to push that into number one on here. If it will go. I'm going to try some tweezers for this one. Alright, so I've got the tweezers. I'm just going to push this into here. I'm trying to keep that lined up. This is quite fiddly. And there we go. That's the first one in there. It does sit sort of recessed in. And they're not going to fall out. So you don't need to worry about that. Yeah, so I'm going to carry on and get the others done. And there we go. We've got all 8 switches now on there, just like so. So this is the top end, which is going to be attached into the dashboard. And down here, where all the white strip is with all the writing, is the bottom end. So attach this to the dashboard. Don't need the sprue anymore, so we can get that away. When you're doing this, make sure you're in a room where you can find these, because these do like to ping off and fly everywhere. So I had to go hunting for them a couple of times. Alright, so we're going to need the lower end of the dashboard. And this is where we're going to be working here. So this middle part here is where the location pin is going to go. That's a screw hole, and that's a screw hole here. So we're going to be attaching this onto here. We've got our location pin on the back here. Lower that down onto there. So it's going to give us that sort of effect. And lining up our screw holes and taking 2 BP screws, 1 for each side. So let's get the first BP screw in. I'm going to go just here. And if you're wondering what these switches do, they don't physically do anything in our car. But what they do in the actual Ghostbusters car itself, in the actual Ecto one, these control the equipment on the roof rack. So they turn on the lights, everything like that. The sirens, they would all be controlled from down here on the proper Ecto one. And there we are. That's that now attached onto there. Very cool. A couple more details to go on here now. So you've got this one first, which is the fuel gauge. Don't know if you can make that out. That's the fuel. And it looks like we're running on empty. So we're going to get this on. This is going just here, and these 2 dots just to the side. Just here, there's 2 dots. That's where we're going with this one. So we can get this one on. It's going just down there. This one's going to be EP screws. So I'm just going to secure this one on. And the last screw just in the back, just here. That one tight and that one tight. There we go. We've got our fuel gauge on there now as well. So next we're going to be putting this little detail on. As you can see, it's another gauge. I think this is the battery gauge. Yeah, this one's the fuel gauge, this one's the battery gauge. This one is going just down here, just behind there. And we're going to use an EP screw to secure this one on as well. So let's get our EP screw. Grab that one. Line this one up. Tighten that one all the way. As you can see, we're getting a few gauges down there now. So next, we're going to flip this over. Just down here is where we're going to put our emergency brake pedal. So that's just going to slot in over round to here and then line up with that hole on there for us to put another EP screw. So screw this one down. There we go. We've got 2 pedals there now. This one does work and operate our switch. This one is a static one, it doesn't move. So next we're going to be putting the two halves of our dashboard together. So we're going to need to bring in the upper half that we had earlier and our lower half, and minding the wires, just slotting them two together until you get a nice fit, just like that. That's good. So we turn this over, we've got 3 points at which we have to screw this there, there and there with some LP screws. So we only need 3 for this. Alright, so I've got my LP screw and I'm going straight down the middle first, just here. Just going to grab that and keep this together for me. There we go. Now I don't have to hold it as much. Next I'll go down here. And the last one on this side here. There we are. That's that all complete. That's our dashboard connected all together. So here's our dashboard mostly completed. I believe there's nothing much left to go on here. So we've got our steering wheel, which is going to go in here. We've got our gauges on here. We've got our radio receiver here. And we've got all the other little bits, the radio, all the little gadgets and gizmos, all the little buttons will work. And yeah, we've got our glove box just here as well. So as you can see, working glove box. Very cool indeed. Very happy with that. It's looking really, really nice. So looking at next time what we get, it looks like we get the floor panel for the actual inside of the car, and some other bits here. Maybe I don't know what these bits are. Some side panels maybe. This may be the footwells. So yeah, looks like we might be building the inside of the car next. So that is it, guys. That is stage 42 complete, and yeah, look at that. That's how the dashboard is looking so far. Very, very cool. If you want, I can put this on the actual Ecto 1 and I'll show you what that looks like. Doesn't that look cool? I do like the way it does, and here's one with it lit up as well. So that's it for this video, guys. So thank you very much for joining me. Coming up soon, we're going to have some more build determinators, so please join me then. If you like this video, please leave a like down below. And if you haven't already subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you all next time. Take care. Bye-bye.